In today's lecture, I will discuss about inference and types of inference in first order logic. In artificial intelligence, we need intelligent computers which can create new logic from old logic or by evidence. So generating the conclusions from evidence and facts is termed as inference. Inference rules are the templates for generating valid arguments. Inference rules are applied to derive proofs in artificial intelligence, and the proof is a sequence of conclusion that leads to a desired goal. So what is happening, we are having some sentences, and those sentences we have stored in the knowledge base. Now what we are doing, we are able to conclude something from those sentences. We are performing the task of reasoning. So this is called as inference. Now there are some terms which are used in inference. First is implication. It is one of the logical connectives which can be represented as P tends to Q. Second is converse. The converse of implication, which means that right hand side proposition goes to the left hand side and vice versa. It can be represented as Q tends to P. Third is contrapositive. The negation of converse is termed as contrapositive, and it can be represented as negation Q tends to negation P. Fourth is inverse. The negation of implication is called as inverse. It can be represented as negation P tends to negation Q. Now if I am drawing a truth table of P tends to Q, Q tends to P, negation Q tends to negation P, and negation P tends to negation Q, from this table I could able to find that P tends to Q and negation Q tends to negation P are similar, and Q tends to P and negation P tends to negation Q are similar or they are equivalent. Now there are some rules that we have to apply for inferencing. First is modus ponens. The modus ponens rule is one of the most important rules of inference, and it states that if P and P tends to Q is true, then we can infer that Q will be true. For example, we are having two statements, and the first statement is, if I am sleepy, then I go to bed, and this statement is represented using P tends to Q. Now I am having a second statement, I am sleepy, which means that from these two statements I can conclude that I go to bed. Second is modus tollens. The modus tollens rules state that if P tends to Q is true and negation Q is true, then negation P will also true. This could be easily understood by using a truth table. So this could be easily understood from a truth table. Now what we are finding, we are finding a negation P, negation Q, and P tends to Q. Now if you see the values in the first row, the value of negation Q is 1 and the value of P tends to Q is 1. So this shows that the value of negation P is also 1. So we could able to conclude that if I am combining P tends to Q and negation Q, which means negation P. Third is hypothetical syllogism. The hypothetical syllogism rule states that if P tends to R is true, whenever P tends to Q is true and Q tends to R is true. For example, if you have my home key, then you can unlock my home, and it is represented using P tends to Q. Now the second statement is, if you can unlock my home, then you can take my money. So from these two statements we can infer that if you have my home key, then you can take my money. So it could be easily understood from the truth table. In this truth table we have represented P tends to Q, Q tends to R, and P tends to R. In the first row, second row, fourth row, and the last row, we could able to see that the values of P tends to Q and Q tends to R are 1, and it is saying that the value of P tends to R is also 1. If these two values are 1, then the value of P tends to R is also 1. Fourth rule is basically it is disjunctive syllogism. The disjunctive syllogism rule states that if P or Q is true, then negation of P is true. If P or Q is true and negation of P is true, then Q will be true. It could be easily understood from the truth table. In the second row, the value of P or Q is 1, the value of negation P is 1, so that the value of Q is also 1. For example, today is Sunday or Monday, and this is represented using PVQ, P or Q, and today is not Sunday, and so it is represented as negation P. So from these two statements we could infer that today is Monday. Fifth rule is the addition. The addition rule is one of the most common inference rule, and it states that if P is true, then P or Q will be true. So in the truth table we could able to see that in the second row and the fourth row the value of P or Q is 1 and the value of P is also 1. For example, if I am having the statement 1 as I have a vanilla ice cream, this is my P statement. I have a chocolate ice cream, this is my second statement. From these two statements I could able to conclude that I have a vanilla or chocolate ice cream. Now sixth rule is the simplification rule. This simplification rule states that if P and Q is true, and then Q or P will also be true. So it can be easily understood from this truth table. Here the value of P and Q is 1, then we can able to see that the value of P is also 1 and the value of Q is also 1. And the last rule is the resolution rule. The resolution rule states that if P or Q and negation P and R is true, then Q or R will also be true. It could be easily understood from the truth table. In the truth table we are finding negation P, we are finding P or Q, we are finding negation P and R, and finally we are finding Q or R. So from the third row, fourth row and the last row we could able to see that if the values of P or Q and negation P and R are true, then the value of Q or R will also true. So it's all about today's lecture.